What's going on YouTube? It's Jason again with JJ Drones, and today we're going to get into the updates for the Mini 4 Pro. Let's get in the video. Okay guys, so the Mini 4 Pro has had a couple of updates since the last time that we've actually done anything with this, and so we're going to get into that right now. And what we have is an update for the app on the controller, which is 1.12.8, and then we have the aircraft firmware, which is 01.00.0300. And I know that's a mouthful, but that's how these updates come through. Now I'm going to actually turn on screen recording here. Alright, now that we have our screen recording on, we're going to go into the app. And first of all, what you can see in the app is they've included a before you fly area on the app, which would really be handy if they didn't discontinue the before you fly app on the from the FAA. So what you need to do is it actually starts off in Beijing. So on the upper right hand corner there's a little bullseye. You click on that, it'll show you where you are at. Now in the upper left hand corner you can see where it says the county that I'm in. Now you've got fly spots, flight restrictions. Now if you click on any of this, it really doesn't do anything because, like I said, the FAA has pretty much discontinued using the Before You Fly app, and there's other apps, and I will put those in the description below. In fact, I'll put in the app that I'm currently using to know where you're able to fly and to get LANC approval before you go out and fly. So I will put that in the description below, but if you want, you can click here and it'll show you your current location, popular cities, and then you could actually search a city or a region. So one of the places that I like to fly at is in Salt Lake City with Dan, and there we go. Now we have our keyboard, so let's put in Salt Lake City. And then it gives you the option right there, so we're going to click on that, and that's going to show you Salt Lake City. Now we can go back to where we're at. So that's kind of, it's kind of a niche little thing. It really isn't going to help you much, seeing as how the Before You Fly app is no longer usable, but it does show you, our local airport there in Iron Mountain, and it does show you that in Quinnipiac here, it doesn't show that we're even in a controlled area, but we are in a controlled area, so that's kind of not very good as far as the app goes. But I mean, I don't even know why it's on here. It's pretty much unusable now, but it is there. The other thing that it did when it updated was it gave you the ability to go into the app or not go into the app, but actually use the cameras so that you can see 360 around the drone while it flies. And it does give you another option for when you're flying it in following me mode. Right now, it had just snowed last night, so it's kind of snowy out there. The winds are kind of blowing too, but we're going to go outside, and I guess it's going to be a good test for the DJI mics. And it's also going to be a good test for the drone and see how well it functions in the winds that we have. Right now it's gusting to about 30 miles an hour. Regular winds are around 14. So we're going to go outside. We're going to fly the drone. We're going to use some of these new features that came with the update. And then we'll talk about it when we get back inside. Okay guys, so we're out here where we normally are when we do these. You are actually on top of the tonneau cover of the pickup, and like I said, it is windy out, so I don't know how well this test is going to go, I haven't really tested this in any wind. So we're going to hit the controllers. And then we're going to take off. Now, it is going to be a little bit shaky, but you're not going to see that much in the screen. So we're going to go and we're going to draw a box over ourselves because we're going to try and use the active track. So now, if you look on the screen, it does give you an option for auto, parallel, and manual. So we're going to do manual to start. And now we're going to walk over here to the park. Now we're going to see how well it handles this wind. Because like I said, right now the winds are blowing at 15 miles an hour. And not only is it blowing at 15 miles an hour, but it's gusting right up to 30. And if this drone can handle that, well, that is going to be amazing. And we're going to hope that we don't crash into anything. Now, when we go into some of the other features that come with this, we're actually going to go out into the soccer field to make sure we don't crash into anything. Now we're going to bring this around. And now you can see that it's over there in the corner. We're going to bring this right in front. All right, so far so good, Minnie. I'm pretty impressed right now already on what this little mini drone is able to do because it is battling these winds. And it's definitely not recommended for this drone to fly in these kind of winds. So we're almost down into the soccer field now. And the nice thing about the snow is that I can wear my big heavy jacket. And this drone is going to follow me because there's plenty of contrast in the color of my jacket and the snow on the ground. All right, so now we're down in the soccer field. We're just going to do some of its usual, just to give it a test. We're going to go all the way around to the back. Okay. The drone is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, even with these high winds. So let's bring it back down in front. Okay, now we're going to stop this right now because I want to show you some of the other features that it has. Now, on the Mavic 3 Classic, you're actually able to go into the map area and you're going to be able to see all the cameras. So we're going to put this up in the air a little bit. Take this off of me. Okay. Now, I told you that it's going to have all of the features that the Mavic 3 does, right? So we're going to swipe on the screen. So now we have the cameras. Now I can blow this up. Now the view that you're getting is from the camera on the drone, and that's why it's so shaky. Now if I go backwards, it'll show you the camera in the back. If I go forwards, it's going to show you the camera in the front. If I go to the left, it's going to show you the camera. Oops. If I go to the left, it's going to show you the camera on the left of it. And then if I show you or put it to the right, it's going to show you camera to the right. We'll bring this back down. And you can see from using the drone's cameras and not the forward-facing camera that it is not happy with the winds. But That's okay, because this drone is going to do exactly what we want it to do. So now the other thing that I showed you is that when you do active track, you actually have the ability to go into auto mode. What is auto mode? Well, what it's going to do is it's going to actually change up how it follows you while it's following you. So as of right now, it's holding, and if you look on the screen, it's actually going to tell you what it's going to do while you're walking. So if you don't want to have to try and figure out what kind of shots that you want it to do while you're walking, the drone is going to do it automatically for you. And I think that is going to be like a huge game changer for somebody who wants to do all the cinematic shots while they're walking, but they don't want to actually be going and using the controller. Now, the one thing that I wish DJI would do is come up with some sort of beacon like they have with Skydio, where you would actually be able to change everything up without having to use a controller. We're going to change direction now. We're going to walk back towards this other goal. Now, it is really, really cold outside. And it's these winds are absolutely crazy. But you also have your obstacle avoidance still on. So the obstacle avoidance is going to keep the drone from crashing into anything while it's going and doing all these different, like the circle around you. It's watching out for everything around it. So you get all these different kinds of shots. And I'm not doing anything with the controller. I'm just holding it in my hand. In fact, I'll take it out of my hands. And now my hands are in my pockets. And that drone is circling me now. Oh, it actually just moved to a different location. Okay. So we've got a different location, different vantage point. We're going to walk up here. And we're going to see how well it handles all this. I've only seen a couple people do reviews on this. I mean, is it kind of gimmicky? Yeah, it's a little gimmicky. But as long as you have confidence in the area that you're walking, this drone is going to do exactly what you want it to do. We're going to change location again, or not location, but direction. And even with the change of direction, the drone is still following me, and it's still doing all of its different movements so that it's giving the viewer kind of a cinematic look as to what you're doing while you're walking. And that's exactly what this is for. Now, could you use it with a car or something like that? Probably not. Because if you're going to be doing that with a car, I mean, these drones, especially the Mini, it's such a small drone. I don't know if it would actually be able to keep up with a car. And so, I mean, I would highly suggest not doing that. But yeah, that drone is just really being blown around right now. And I should have brought the GoPro out to show you guys, but that wasn't something that I really wanted to do because it is so cold out. Well, it's not like freezing or anything, but it's cold enough. Okay. So we're still in auto mode, and it says hold on the screen. And all I'm doing is I'm just looking at the screen. Before we go inside though, what I want to do is I do want to bring it into the park in this mode. Now, am I nervous about that? Yes. I'm extremely nervous about this because this drone is so small that any little thing could probably damage it, especially around the park. But what is a good video if you don't test it the way that it should be tested, right? So let's start heading back towards the house. Now it's actually flying up at a higher altitude, which I'm happy about, because we're actually going to be going up the steps. But what makes me nervous is those power lines. So it's still following me, and I am really, really nervous. Is it going to see the power line? Yes. Is it going to see the fencing for the tennis courts? So far, yes. It is doing a fantastic job. Wow. Wow, guys. This is just blowing me away right now. Oh. Wow. That came so close to that tree. I don't know, guys. Is it going to see it? Well, it went above the tree. And it's circling, it's circling, it's stopping right there. Wow. All right. I may be brave, but I'm not stupid, right? Let's bring this down. All right, guys. Well, the Mini 4 Pro did a fantastic job out here. Let's go inside and we'll talk about the results.
Summer's getting closer. No time to be sober. Sunshine on my shoulders. I'm alive and breathing, living my best life. Love is on my mind and it's making me high. I'm staying in this moment, though it's hard sometimes, but I work it out every once in a while.
All right, guys. Well, we went out there and we flew the Mini 4 Pro outside in probably the worst conditions that you probably could, other than if we were actually out in Wyoming in the winds. But we flew the drone down to about 25%, which I think is phenomenal for the amount of time that that drone was actually out there flying and trying to follow me. I mean, there's so many processes that this drone is trying to do, including, you know, taking video and trying to fight the winds and follow you throughout all of that snow, and doing it in 15 to 30 mile an hour winds. And this drone, you have to realize this drone is a mini. Now, if this was the Mavic 3 Classic or something like that, it'd probably be a lot easier to operate because it's made to handle stronger winds. But yeah, the Mini 4 Pro, it actually went through the playground, and that was something that really I wasn't sure it was going to be able to do, especially on that auto mode. And I think that the auto mode will actually be something that I do use sometime in the future. I don't know how it's gonna work in like the woods or something like that, but I mean, it seems like it's an awesome mode, especially seeing how a couple of the people that I've seen actually use it on YouTube. It would change directions so many different times, and when it did that, it just seemed like it was kind of overkill. But I didn't have that problem with this drone when we were flying out in the soccer field. Now, I was really nervous around the power lines. I was really nervous around the fencing and stuff like that. So that auto mode is definitely going to have to be tried. I don't know, maybe out in the woods or something like that. But just doing it where we did it, kind of gives me a feel on how it's going to react when you're doing that mode on auto. And then obviously having the ability to go in and look at the cameras while you're flying it and see what is around you. I think that's going to be a game changer for this drone. It's not something that was offered on any of the mini drones, but now that it has the cameras, DJI figured, well, we're going to utilize it. And I think that is probably the best thing DJI could have done. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think of the update. Let me know what you think of the Mini 4 and how well that it did. And also let me know if there's any other testing that you would like to see me do with the Mini 4 Pro, because I try and do testing not only for my own personal use, because that is what I will be using this for, obviously, but if you're interested in the Mini 4 Pro and you want something tested, but you don't want to go out there and buy it just to test it, put it in the comments below or send me an email. Let me know what you would like to have tested. And if it's not something completely off the wall, that's going to put the drone in jeopardy, because these drones are extremely expensive, I'll definitely do it. And I will definitely link your channel to the testing itself. If you appreciate this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified the next time I do one of these drone testing videos on YouTube. I appreciate you all coming along for this ride with me, and we'll see you later on down the road. Bye, guys.